Welcome to Level Yourself Up, where it's not about perfection, but progress. And this week, I'm going to be talking about how you can build a life that doesn't fall apart in a demanding season. Because we all know when work gets demanding, the things that matter most in life are the things that we squeeze out. At least that's what I do. And so I've wrote down some things. I actually had my AI agent, I had a conversation with it, put in some notes. And, I'm really kind of a little segue here. I'm really finding it tough to blend work and life together. And even putting out these YouTube videos, I've been doing pretty good putting the shorts out. But the long form video, I'm facing a little, well, I don't know the word. I want to share everything, and everybody tells you to niche down. So I'm just going to put this out there and let it land where it may. I love technology, and I love helping people create a better mindset, one full of gratitude and help. And I'm trying to figure out how to merge those two together because I think technology can play a part, but let's face it, it's not all about technology. And so I want to share with you some of the things I'm doing right now in a very busy season to keep things going. So let's just get on it. And I think we have to just identify when we are starting to slip, because we can all have busy seasons in our life. Some are shorter and some are longer, and it can cause us to get burnt out. It can cause us to be stressed. It can cause us to be short with our friends and family. And for me, the things that get squeezed out kind of first are the things that are the most important to me. Now, I'm passionate about my job. When I go to work, I try to give 100%, 110%. And I like to please and make people happy, and I like to help. But one thing I'm learning is that you can't always do that all the time. And I know there's an adage that you can't give from an empty cup. And that is so true. And we also have to give out of a cup that is overflowing, not a cup that's empty. And if you're not careful in these busy seasons, we'll spend all the energy into our job and into work, that we lose a little bit of who we really are. Now, I think it's a little spiritual here, but I think that life can just happen that way. Life has a way of pulling us away from what our core thing we're trying to grow into is. And I'm all about growing and pursuing a better life. That's why I love this name, Level Yourself Up. And I say it's not about perfection, but progress, because listen, life gets messy, folks. We make mistakes. Nobody's perfect. And I think one of the things that people's tired of online is this sense that everybody's got it all together. And granted, some people may have it put together better than others. And all I'm trying to do is share with you my little world. It's teeny tiny and to fragment everything. But, my goal is to share with you, leave a little bit of legacy for some people to glean onto. So have you ever felt like you're overwhelmed? I wrote this down. And you can't keep up, because I think we can all be there with things that's going on here at home. For me, I'm in a very busy part of my life. Without getting into details, a lot going on here that's important to me. And just beyond maintaining the house, maintaining everything that I need to do, such as mowing the yard, just general house upkeep. My wife does so much, and I'm so proud of her for all she does. It's amazing. The things she keeps going in the background, and she asks very little for me all in all. And I feel like I'm failing her in this season. I told her that she often is the worst part of me. And I've been in a lot of self-reflection. So part of this episode is just being honest with you about my thoughts, my feelings. And though this video may not be a lot of pizzazz, I hope you find some interest in it. So I'm going to try and keep it short and simple, because that's kind of who I am. But, number one, here's some things to do when you realize you're kind of in the state of overwhelmed, burnout. I wouldn't say I'm burnout, but I'm definitely feel that creeping in because I'm losing my creativity. And like at the end of the day, I'm just mentally tired, trying to get stuff done. And listen, it's not just me. I'm saying this because I think a lot of people, many, many thousands and thousands of people feel the same way. And so I'm just telling you what I do to help. And number one, I think it's protect your time. And I think the first one that I put down here is make time for yourself. That may be resting. I've made some shorts about resting but also we got to have fun. And I think we got to stay connected with who we are, our goals and all that, in Philippians 3:14, see if I can bring that. I was looking this up this morning and I kind of wrote some notes on my phone and wrote it down on paper. But Philippians chapter 3, verse 13 and 14 says, brothers and sisters, I do not consider myself have yet to taken hold of it. But one thing I do, forgetting what is behind and straining toward what is ahead, I press towards the goal to win the prize for which God has called me heavenward in Jesus Christ. Now, I think we can take this twofold. God's made us also to be here on earth. And if you know me, I'm not a religious person, but I do have faith in Jesus Christ. And I think that the first thing that wants to creep out, the world wants to kind of squash that time, and we lose our connectivity to the Father. And I think if we don't take times to put our life jacket on, maybe it's 5 minutes a morning, maybe it's 30 minutes. Everybody's different. Do not judge yourself. There might be time. Some people have 2 hours of personal time. I think that's great. I know people that get up 4 o'clock and they do stuff. Find what works for you, what gives you purpose and energy and drive. Because if we lose that, we start to fall apart. And so make time for yourself. That was the number one. There's some other Bible verses. I'm not going to read them here, but look at Romans 12:2. And I can't read my own writing. Well, just check out those two. I'm not going to edit this video much. You're going to get the raw person right now. But I think number 2 is connect with the Father. And if you're not a religious person, connect with who you are. But I'm going to try to get you to think about who you are in your soul, in your heart. And we all have problems that consume us and worry. And I think one thing that can hold us back is we can worry about our jobs. We can worry about our friends and family. I know several people right now, they've lost a dear loved one that's close to them. And, there's times we just don't have much to say to them in those, other than to be there for them, support them, let them know that they are loved and cared for. And then the next thing that's very important is start writing out your thoughts. Write out your frustrations. And I say write it out because you can speak it and start talking to yourself and do all that. You can do what you want. But I find when I write it down and I look at, it slows my mind down. It slows down what I'm thinking about, and it gives me time to analyze. Sometimes we just overthink everything, but if we journal a little bit about, and it's fine to admit your frustrations, don't live in. So when you say I'm frustrated about this, then follow it up with some gratitude. It's okay. I'm not saying deny hurt feelings, deny our hurts and all this. Don't do that. You can't shove that stuff down. You got to deal with it. But what you can do is start saying, but God, I'm thankful that you've led me through this. I'm thankful for you bringing me that friend. That's the thing that gets important. And so just remember that everything in life needs to have boundaries. Your relationship with your wife needs boundaries. You need boundaries with yourself, boundaries with your friends. Your job needs boundaries. And there is no perfect balance. And you just have to carry each one as responsible as you can. And by that, I mean, there's going to be times where certain parts are going to take more of your time. But I think we have to block out time that I'm going to work on this project. Maybe it's 5 minutes today where you'd rather have 2 hours, but block stuff out, protect your time. And for me, this weekend, I've done a lot of little things, but I rested. Now that looks different for other people. So find out what it is that you need. Maybe it's getting away to a camping trip. Maybe it's just getting on the road and getting out of town. Maybe it's doing something you're passionate about. And I think here's the other thing. Sometimes our jobs, you feel needed, and I think that's good, but being needed at work cannot mean that every other part of your life gets left to whatever. And I think I've found that just because we rest, that's not your being lazy. And stopping work at a certain time is not irresponsible. You have to figure out what works for you. I've put in a lot of hours, and I'm not saying this to toot my horn. I don't care. It's kind of who I am. I like doing what I do. But even though when you love something, I love putting these videos out. And I feel like for me, this stuff is weighing for my attention, and John's getting lost in the process, because what you guys see on video is just a small picture, a fragment of who I am, which goes back to me struggling with where to take this channel. And I know I'm tiny. I just got a few hundred subscribers, and I'm thankful for all of you people that are even listening this long. And as I'm trying to grow this channel, I've neglected to put out a podcast, and I've always said I want to do this. So that's why I'm thinking about redoing this one video every 2 weeks. That's more of this form, and I'm going to release it as a podcast, just an audio podcast. And then you'll see more videos of me getting into technology, how technology is helping me. And I'm just going to share with who I am, what I'm doing. Now, AI is a hot topic, but I think that we can't let technology consume our time. We can't let work consume our time. And so I know I'm kind of repeating myself, because I guess I'm trying to drive it home to myself as well, that we need time to decompress. What do you do to decompress, to think about things, to put things in your life in order? And I think, for the next 6 weeks, I realize my job's going to be demanding for the next 6 weeks. And so I'm not trying to build the perfect routine. What I'm trying to do is set a ground floor of what I minimally have to protect my time, to spend time with my family, and then everything else, I think that you need to do the same. You need to carve out what that time looks for you. Somebody that's single may have a lot more time. If you got young kids at home, good luck. We had my grandson this weekend, and it's important for me to be an influence in his life. And if we make mistakes, and I do, then it's okay. Just recognize them and learn from them. So what is it that you want to get done? Think about this. We're almost halfway through the years. And what do you want to do for the rest of this year to set next year up for even greater success? Because if we're not working towards our goals, they will just be stagnant. And listen, one thing I've learned in my day job, if we don't watch the daily task that we do and have a plan, you won't get it done. Results we measure are what grows. So if you're not measuring what's important, then you're not going to get success in that area. If you want to lose weight, at some point, you need to step on the scale. That may be once a week, once a day. I know if I'm really focused on my weight, it's good for me to step on the scale every day, because that starts my morning off right. And that's the other thing. Start your morning so you are set up for success for the rest of the day. Because if you're a busy person, then by the end of the day, you're going to be looking for things that you're not going to get done. And one thing that I've learned this weekend is enjoy your family, enjoy your friends, find time to talk to your mom and dad if they're still alive, find time to talk to your children and work that in. Everybody's got a unique set of circumstances, but find time to help and build a relationship with your family. Because listen, everybody's got problems. So if we can try to be that hand extended and love them, and we can then watch and discern how to love that person properly. Now, I hope this helped you. Those were really just some of my takeaways that I've learned this weekend. And really, I've had it for a while, but this weekend it was just made clear to me that's what I need to do. So I hope that helps you. I hope that this podcast brings you encouragement. Don't feel like you're left behind, because you're not the only one. I think the other thing the enemy likes to do is to separate us and make us feel like we're alone. And in that darkness, he'll try to squeeze out the light. So don't let the light be squeezed out of you. Get time to get alone with the Father. And that's what I can tell you. I'm a faith-believing person. You're going to see a mixture of my faith. I'm not always going to talk about God on every episode. on every video, but I hope this helps you. It's what gives me strength. Well, that's all I got for you today. If you like this, give me a thumbs up, subscribe, leave me your thoughts in the comments. What you think? What your problems are you're having? How are you overcoming problems? If I didn't write out something and speak it, then let me know. I'm sure I forgot something. I have a list of notes here. I'm just trying to keep it short. And God bless you guys. I'll see you in the next one.